Welcome back to Jersey Motorsports Park, getting ready for F4 United States Championship. Ralph Shaheen, Ben Sisler with you. Ben, the final run for these guys on this weekend in another intense title fight.
Yeah, it is. And I was down at grid looking at the cars. There's two cars that are going out on stickers. There's one of them, Alex Popoff, and then also Caleb. But then all of the other Crosslink cars, they're on scuffs, but these are scuffs. What they do is they do a couple of laps in qualifying, come in, change the tires, do a couple of more laps in qualifying. So they've got about 3 or 4 laps under them. So it'll be interesting to see what does better. 3-4 lap tires or the sticker hand-cooked tires. We have 7 cars they're going to take. So Cooper Shipman is in the points lead right now in the number 14. He's qualified first. Then Caleb Campbell in the number 68. Kekai Hauanio in the number 29. Clemente Huerta, another one from Santiago, Chile, is qualified 4th. Alex Popoff is 5th in the number 55. And Alex Popoff had a very hard off yesterday, and his team worked long into the night to get that car running again. And he was telling me his steering doesn't feel right. He says it's not bad, but it doesn't feel as it should. So look for him in the number 55. Then Luke Powers in the number 51. And Demitri Nolan in the number 5 is 7th.
And Shipman, Hauanio, and Popoff were 1, 2, 3 in the points coming into the weekend. And boy, were they tight. Just 19 points between Shipman and Hauanio. And it was a very minimal. Let me find it here.
And this will be a rolling start for the F4 U.S. Championship.
Popoff 19 points out of the championship lead.
Coming to the line slow here, Ralph.
Yep. Green flag is out and we're racing. Headed down to turn number 1. Who's going to get the edge? Looking like the 14 of Shipman on the inside, but swinging wide. Hauanio taking the lead between 1 and 2.
I have no idea how in the world he was able to do that. He just blasted past him, just kind of stayed there in the draft until his time, but that was almost perfectly executed by Hauanio.
I don't think I've seen a car carry more speed into turn 1 and 2 than he did.
Yeah, Caleb Campbell just went 4 wheels off there, driver's left. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That was unbelievable.
That's Campbell right there in the blue and yellow. Shipman holding down second.
Demitri Nolan side by side with Popoff there.
Yeah, and Popoff's going to get the edge. Popoff in the white.
Like I said, though, he coming to grid without getting any testing laps or anything like that. And he said, oh, got another car off.
Yep, sure do.
That might be Hauanio.
No, doesn't look like Hauanio.
Clemente Huerta.
Yeah, Huerta. Driver out of Santiago, Chile. Kiwi entry. Here comes Hauanio across the line. Shipman giving chase. Here's Popoff looking to get around Campbell. Not going to make that happen yet. Oh, yeah, he will here because Campbell is completely off. Sliding, spinning, stay out of the tires. And he does. Or it's just resting up against it.
Nice job by Caleb to avoid that.
See if he can drive it out of there. There's Hauanio still leading over Shipman, who sits right there with him.
Gap. Shipman, very good driver, and I think that start probably even surprised him. I don't think he was expecting Hauanio to use that slingshot move like he did into 1.
Remember, they're 1 and 2 in the championship with Shipman 6.5 points in front of Hauanio coming into the weekend as the yellow is out, full course yellow, and we will slow the field down.
Yeah, Caleb Campbell, I don't think was able to refire with the kids' help phone. We spoke about. There he goes. Okay. Looks like I can't tell if that sticker is off on the front end plate or if his wing is messed up. No, he looks good. Good job, Caleb Campbell with the kids' help phone. LC Racing.
The important part, Ben, SpeedTour 1 sticker still good on the car.
That's good. Those look good. Those make you faster.
They do.
So the pace car will be coming in this time. Beautiful Corvette here, New Jersey Motorsports Park. So it's Kekai, Hauanio, Shipman, Popoff now into third from fifth to third. Demitri, Nolan, Luke Powers, Huerta. But now watch for Huerta. He's a very fast, good driver. So he's getting what he needs, really, to go off like that. He really needed an early yellow like this.
Yeah.
Get him back into contention. And Campbell, if Campbell can reach the back of this field. Keep heat in those hand-cooked tires. This is the last race for the Formula 4 United States Championship here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Next round will be at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, which is just a fantastic event, Labor Day, with about 30,000, 35,000 fans there.
Formerly known as Motorsport, if you're not familiar with NJMP as the name for it.
Here's Caleb catching up to the rear of the field.
Which was short for Motorsport, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah. Oh. Now owned by the legendary Ron Fellows. Part of the ownership group there. Doing what they can to keep the tires warmed as they get ready to go to green. The CA pace car is pulled off. Hauanio gets into the gas. Here they come up the front straightaway, and the green flag is waving, and Kekai snaking down the front stretch, trying to break the draft for Shipman, and Popoff in third. Shipman right up under the rear wing, and Alex right there behind him. Through two. Now headed into 3A, 3B, and 3C.
Shipman does not need to win this race for points and championship, but he would like to finish second. Kekai, on the other hand, needs it to finish first, as does Alex Popoff. They're in third. Both of them need to win this race.
Here comes Popoff looking outside. Not yet. Hauanio takes Shipman wide. Popoff sneaks inside. He'll have an advantage here. But Shipman really working well on the outside there, Ben, and he gets back to the inside and hangs on to second for now.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to do that. That looked really good. Almost like Kekai slowed up enough to keep Popoff from being able to pass Shipman. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Kekai, Hauanio. It's very tough in these F4 cars to lead on the restart here and lead after turn one.
Kekai diving to the inside. Shipman right up alongside. Just not good enough on the draft yet.
No, but Popoff following close. I think he's just anything those two could do to collect themselves into one.
Just 0.09 of a second the gap as they cross the line.
This area that we're in right here, 4 to 5, is a very difficult area to do quickly. And we've seen a lot of cars go off there, and setting themselves up for this long straightaway into these long sweeping turns. And we were talking to Bruno Ribeiro after the last race. The turns here at this track are so fast that sometimes you can't, they're not great passing zones because of the aero wash.
Yeah.
So the trying to set themselves up here, get a good exit, take the apex a little bit differently, get a good exit so that you can set yourself up for maybe drafting through the straightaway and carrying speed into turn one.
You are flat out through all this and under the bridge. Hauanio not moving too much yet. Gonna hold his line this time all the way down the front stretch. Inside of 22 minutes to go.
Shipman looks very smooth on second.
Then win this championship and you get a shot in Formula Regional Americas as we have another car off, and that one's into the tire barrier. That's Campbell, the 68, Caleb Campbell out of Ontario, Canada. LC Racing entry. That should bring out a double yellow.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get out of that one by himself. And
and I'm guessing the tires are going to need to be moved too.
The ridge of that hill, it's very deceiving because the car gets light. So if you have any extra steering input, so sometimes the car gets light, you don't feel the steering inputs happen because the car is light. Then when all the weight comes down, you just get thrown into the wall there, basically.
Not many cars get light when I'm sitting in them.
You add downforce, right?
I add downforce, definitely.
All right, so the pace car, safety car is going out.
In the center, though.
You're more of a mid-engine kind of guy.
Well, you put that, help him with the CG there a little bit. Pace car is out, slowing the field down. Look at that, Ben.
That.
About those helicopters.
We didn't plan that. That's nice.
That's a pretty cool view. There's an airport behind the racetrack here. Of course, this was a legendary military base. That's why the tracks are known as Thunderbolt and Lightning.
Very, very frightening.
See what you did there.
Yeah, it's neat to see the history here as you drive in. You can see where they would line up their gun sights right before the airplanes would fly to the European theater. And then it's weird. So here, Sebring, same thing.
Yep.
Sebring with the bombers.
Yep.
Are those Black Hawk helicopters?
I'm not up to speed on my helicopters. I don't think those Black Hawks, but I'm not sure.
So let's regroup. Hauanio up front, then Shipman, Popoff, Huerta, Powers, Nolan, and then Campbell. And I'm not sure Campbell's going to be able to rejoin going that deep into the tires. But
and of course the clock keeps ticking too, Ben.
The top three in points are the top three, and Huerta is able to get himself back into fourth.
They got a little more cleanup to do over there. Not just getting the car out of there, but fixing the tire barrier. So while they take care of that, we'll take care of some business. We'll try to figure out what kind of helicopters those were, and we will be back for more from New Jersey after this.
In racing, every second counts. Communication isn't just important, it's everything. Established in 1996 in Daytona Beach, Florida, SpeedCom Communications was born from a passion for racing and a vision to revolutionize motorsports communication. Trusted by competitors across the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Back here in New Jersey Motorsports Park, NJMP, Caleb Campbell, the reason for the full course caution, went off track, got into the tire barrier.
They will go green this time by. So Huerta, Popoff, this is their chance. The two cars we're seeing in the screen right now. Clemente Huerta had an early off, recovered well, and has worked himself back into fourth. Shipman, just like the FR race, our points leader there in second, may be happy to hold on to that second if he can, if he doesn't have the car. But Kekai and Alex Popoff really need a first place in this race, especially because we're about to have a month break, and you like to have a month break after, you know, being on the top step.
Yeah, you'd rather sit back and relax and be at the top for a month off than sitting there stressing every day about what you're going to do.
And Popoff did tell me at Grid that the car isn't feeling 100%. They had to replace a bunch in that car from yesterday, and his steering just isn't where it needs to be.
Poor Alex has just had the worst luck this year, hasn't he? He's been very quick when everything's working right. It's just keeping everything working right. That's been the biggest challenge for him.
Yeah. And that happens, and that the bad thing that happens, it doesn't happen just seems like one weekend. It seems like you're going to have bad luck for a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at how pretty the sky is here. Now he's going to slow way down. He's going to try, you know, Shipman, I think, has the advantage, but Kekai, we saw him weaving back and forth, trying to break the draft last start.
Shipman rolls right up behind that rear wing. You can smell the exhaust from there. Here we go. See the green waving. Here comes the field. Kekai moving back and forth. Popoff staying to the bottom, but he's got one inside of him of Huerta. Shipman looking outside, carrying all kinds of speed into one. running out of room down there, and Kekai will lead him through too.
Yeah, that's a scary move to try to make from the outside, especially if the driver to your driver's right is fast like Kekai was there. It's
scary, but it's probably, if you can get it done, once you get around him with 11 and a half minutes to go, you got a good shot of hanging on from there.
It's just so hard. This is one of the only tracks we run where the first 3 corners are all right-handers.
Yeah.
So you're still setting yourself up poorly for each of the next 2 subsequent corners. Where like at Coda, if you take the outside at 1, 2, you're set up for.
Powers just in front of Nolan. They run 5th and 6th. Man, do you see a spot where Kekai looks like he's stronger than Shipman? They seem pretty even to me.
Yeah, they do. Which makes me think Shipman's waiting to pounce.
And it could be here. Here he comes again to the outside. Has he learned anything? He's got an edge. Sticking out there. Putting the pressure on Kekai, new leader.
Wow, that was impressive.
It's tough to do. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of trust in the car. But it can be done. Mustering up the courage to do that is almost harder than doing the pass itself.
Yeah, and I have to commend Kekai for seeing him and not giving it to him.
No,
but also, giving him room to make him make that pass.
Oh yeah, he was going to have to earn it, and he did.
But the age of these drivers, coming from karting as they have, that's hard to be that disciplined, because he could have just kind of kissed that rear tire to throw Shipman off of balance, but that might have taken both of them out of the race.
Shipman with that win goes 3 in a row. 2 wins in Mid-Ohio and a win here yesterday. Looking to sweep New Jersey as well.
And now he's pulling a pretty big gap on Kekai.
Yeah, he did. It was super close while those 2 were battling with Shipman running in second. And now it's already 7/10 between Cooper and Kekai.
I'm not a good enough driver to know just the tiny little things that add up in a lap to give you that extra 1/10 of a second. But Cooper Shipman seems to be one of those drivers that does know what it takes to just be able to get that 1/10 of a second faster. And it's a lot of people think, oh, it's his entry into this one turn. No, I think on a lap like this, it could be hundreds of things that give you, that add up to that 1/10 of a second.
Sure, because you can lose that 1/10 in 100 ways as well, right?
Yeah, and it seems like to get that 1/10 of a second, it might take doing 100 things right, but it could take just doing one thing wrong to lose it.
Hauanio second here yesterday. Running second here now in round 10. 8 minutes to go. 7/10 of a second, the gap between Shipman and Hauanio. How they finished yesterday, will they repeat that?
Hauanio with Crosslink running that anywhere transport just seemed to go a little bit too much steering input there coming into 3.
I got to believe if Shipman can win 4 races in a row, mentally that's a huge edge going to the end of the year.
It's also going to raise some eyebrows in the industry.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Because his competition is fierce.
Yep, and everybody knows it. You start becoming a dominant force here, people pay attention.
Yeah, if you're dominating in a field of very good drivers, that'll raise some eyebrows. Then Hauanio and Popoff.
Especially, Ben, when you're able to go in and take a video clip of that pass for the lead, which could be for the win, and send that around to all the team owners in other categories.
Well, he's already on Will Powers' radar because he came to the series recommended by Will Powers to Scott Goodyear.
Yeah.
So he's already kind of raised some industry eyebrows. And I would guess Will Powers is pretty well connected.
Yeah, he can pick a phone up, call just about anybody.
Yeah. When you're having daily meetings with Penske, I think you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe, what do you think, Ralph? About 4 or 5 laps left in this race?
Yeah, they've been running pretty good. Hauanio keeps losing time. It's now at 1.1. We'll see what it is this time across the line. But inside of 6 minutes to go. No more yellows. I'd say probably 4 laps.
Now, Popoff having to put that car back together last night. This is probably going to be considered kind of a win for them as well, just because they're going to go into CTMP feeling pretty confident that they have a car under them, and I'm sure they have little things they can fix to be right there. But
well, that's a great way to pay your crew back for a long night.
Yeah,
it's by putting their efforts up on the podium and bring it back in one piece. Yeah, Hauanio losing time here, Ben. He's up to 1.3 behind.
Yeah, it just seems like Shipman there on that first right-hander is just a little bit smoother coming through there, not scrubbing off as much speed. The drivers, they're running smooth right now. Nobody seems erratic out there.
No, these are some pretty talented young racers. And they're all pretty fine-tuned at this point. They've been putting in some good, hard laps, but those hand-cooked tires seem to be handling it no problem. Don't see anybody getting twitchy out there. How's the gap? He gained a little bit that time. Did Kekai, about 2/10. 4 minutes to go.
Just for me, it looks like Shipman's just a little bit more comfortable. See how his car just isn't twitching through that area like some of the others.
He seems to be incredibly smooth.
And smooth is fast. I've just learned that from watching so much in-car and all the other series.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth is the fast way to go around. It may not be the most entertaining way.
The one thing I've been impressed with Alex, even though he's been dealing with all these issues over the course of the season, which would normally get anybody super frustrated, he has stayed very positive. He comes to the track each and every weekend with a fresh mindset, ready to go, shooting for a win again.
Yeah, his mental game. Being a free diver, you have to have a very strong mental game.
I think that, and the fact that his dad was a former very successful racer as well, he's learned from his dad how to deal with that stuff.
Yeah. And just like in last race, this is an international series. This is the F4 United States Championship, but we have Santiago, Chile. Popoff, who lives in the Miami area, is running the Venezuelan flag. English is his second language. So we do have
Caleb from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah. So we have North and South America, Central America represented in these championships. And it's just because this league here of JFC, F4, FR, we go to some really nice bucket list tracks. So Shipman just holding it down up front.
Inside of 2 minutes.
Looking to see if they're displaying. No white flag yet, Raab.
No, going again.
I wish I was smart enough to know, Raab. I wish I could give us the insight that we need to explain why Shipman is, 4 or 5 tenths faster each lap. But it's just such small, microscopic, incremental things that he's doing that the other drivers aren't doing.
Sometimes it's just your year, right? And everything goes your way and flows your way. He seems to have a really good flow. Very smooth, hitting all of his marks. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Not big ones, at least. Whether he's chasing or leading. He obviously has a ton of courage.
Yeah.
Made one of the most courageous passes of the weekend by far. And then once he got the pass done, he settled down into a very quick but smooth pace. White flag is out, 1 to go.
I'd say his team gave him a very good car as well.
Well, there's that too, right? And I'll tell you what, Ben, if I was him, boy, I'd be clipping that video and I'd be sending it everywhere. First thing tomorrow, make sure it was in everybody's inbox. Cooper Shipman on that Kiwi Motorsports entry, driver out of Austin, Texas. It's going to be 4 wins in a row. Headed to Dakota and VIR. Finally, we'll be showing up at Barber where we're crowned champions.
CTMP. CTMP, and then you said COTA.
Oh, yeah, CTMP, VIR, Barber, COTA.
No,
no COTA.
They're not going to COTA. Well, they can go to COTA.
But we finished the championship.
The championship is in Barber. Yeah, but they're welcome to race with us in Group 9 at Circuit of the Americas.
3 more race weekends is basically what it comes down to. Multiple events each weekend.
This has been, I've only been with the series maybe 4 or 5 years, but I think this has been my favorite championships.
Here it is, checkered flag, Cooper Shipman. 4 wins in a row in the F4 U.S. Championship as he takes the victory here in the Jersey Motorsports Park in rounds 9 and 10. What an impressive run, and he does it with the most courageous pass of the weekend around Kekai Hauanio, who finishes 1.2 seconds behind in second place. Pop-off third. Huerta holds on for fourth. Powers just in front of Nolan, and then Campbell struggling here with a couple of offs. Ends up 7th, but Shipman will extend the points lead. What an impressive run by that man right there, Cooper Shipman. I would believe that Kiwi Motorsports will do everything they can to hang on to this young driver, because if he does win this championship again, he has a move straight up to the Formula Regional Americas Championship, which of course Kiwi Motorsports is very good in. So I would think they'd find him a seat right away, no problem. Cars making their way around on the cool down lap. Shipman already onto the pit lane. We'll hover overhead with our drone. There he is. He'll shut off the 14, part of that Ganassi Racing Driver Development Program. Chip likes winners, as he always says. And he's got another one here today. I'm sure Chip Ganassi will get a copy of that pass that he made. Might be watching live. If you are, welcome, Chip. Got a good one in the pipeline here. And let's go to Ben, who'll talk to the winner.
All right, down here with Cooper Shipman. Unbelievable. 2 in a row, and something I didn't notice at grid, but you can tell here, just a little bit of tape over here because of the cooler climate and not on the competition. That could have been something, but we were just trying to, in there in the commentator booth, just trying to figure out where you're getting this speed. Unbelievable. One of the bravest passes I've ever seen. How was your race?
Yeah, no, it was an awesome race. You know, the Kiwi Motorsports guys made sure that I had the car to have the pace to win. And I knew that Kekai and the other guys were firing off pretty good on the short run, so I knew as soon as we got an extended period of green lap running, I was probably going to be pretty good. So yeah, once everybody kind of settled down, I just took my time and then took the lead when I got the chance, and from there I knew I was going to be able to manage.
Nice. Well, manage you did. Nice job. We're about to have a winner celebration here at Victory Circle, hosted by John Phippen. Ralph, I'm going to send it to you, and then we're going to start the festivities.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. That's going to close out the weekend here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. New Jersey Lottery Speed Tour weekend here in Millville, New Jersey. For Ben Sissel, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage from here in New Jersey. We'll see you in a few weeks from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So long, everybody.